Now comes the interesting part of the subject. The price of oil has been going in only one direction since then. Have you noticed? It was $6, $7, $8 a barrel, and then it went to 12, and then it went to 15, then it went to 20, then it went to 30, then it went to 40, then it went to 60, then it went to 80, 90, 100. It's more than 100 now. And all the time Imran thought it's a US dollar collapsing, because I was only focusing on this part of the subject. And as the US dollar collapsed, went down in value, all the rest of the money in the world is going down in the value. If you think your Malaysian money has the same value that it had 5 years ago, you're dreaming. 5 years ago you were richer, with the same ringgit in your pocket. And your ringgit has been falling and you don't even know it. So I was focusing on that part of the subject, not on this part. That's my mistake. The price of oil is going up and up and up and up and up, and that is not by accident. That's a part of the plan. That's why the Prophet said, believers must not touch that gold. From the time oil is sold for US dollars, the oil is now functioning as money. Where gold was functioning as money to back the paper, now oil is backing the paper. So number one, the US dollar is now given an opportunity to fly higher than it has ever flown before. Even while the value in terms of gold is going down, the United States is becoming more and more wealthy. It doesn't have to bother about any amount of gold in Fort Knox anymore. In order to make money, all you need is three things. You need a printing press, you need paper, and you need ink. And you can print and make as much money as you want. While those stupid fools, those ignorant fools, I don't know what Allah is going to do to them on Judgment Day, including Imran Hussein. The scholars of Islam failed miserably to even understand what was happening, much less to protest. What a colossal failure of Islamic scholarship in the contemporary world. So the US dollar since 1973 now can fly more easily than it ever flew before. And the United States becomes more and more powerful. United States has a greater and greater capacity to rip off mankind and to advance its agenda of ruling the world. But that's not the only story. That's not all there is in the story. It's more than that. The Arabs saw the paper coming. US dollars, piles and piles and piles of the US dollars coming. Because the price of oil is going up and up and up and up. And the US dollar is the international money. But guess what? Henry Kissinger was smart. Faisal didn't understand that when you control the market for oil, which is haram, and then you keep on inflating the price, it's going up and up more than any other commodity in the whole world market. Oil going up and up and up and up. The biggest thing traded in the world market today, oil. Guess what happens to the rest of the world that cannot afford? Guess what happens to Egypt and to Pakistan and to Bangladesh and to Indonesia? As Saudi Arabia and the Arab Gulf states reaping and embracing more and more so many US dollars, they don't know what to do with it. That part of the world is growing poorer and poorer and poorer and poorer. And the Zionists are sitting back and smiling, while scholars of Islam eating roti canai and drinking teh tarik. And so our own people, the Arab oil producing countries, our own people, through the petrodollar system, have played a major role in impoverishing and enslaving their own Muslim brothers and sisters around the world, to the advantage of the Zionists. That's why he said, don't touch that gold. If we had understood the hadith like we now do, what we would have done 40 years ago was to send a message to Muslims around the world. Let's start with one paper. Don't touch the US dollar. We're not going to buy the US dollar, not for nothing. And we're not going to sell for the US dollar, not for nothing. Because we understand the US dollar to be His Majesty, the King, of the system of oppression and financial enslavement. Financial oppression and financial enslavement. And that would have helped us by beginning with the US dollar to then move on to the whole world of paper currency. That we are not going to use it. We're not going to touch it. And we're going to come back and use our dinar and dirham. And you can do what you want. Whether you are this government or that government or that government, we are going to return to the Sunnah. Whoever brings back to life my Sunnah, any Sunnah of mine, said Nabi Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, you will be my companion in Jannah. And here is the Sunnah, dinar and dirham, which has gone. And if we make the effort to bring back dinar and dirham, the implication is we can only do it by stopping the use of that bogus and fraudulent and haram paper money. Only then we are bringing back the Sunnah. So this is nonsense really. So many people now, even Chinese in Penang, are minting dinar and dirham and selling. And some of them are selling at inflated prices, making a mint. So that those who are wealthy can secure the wealth that they have in dinar and dirham, while the bogus paper money continues to enslave the people. There's no barakah for that.